Young athletes competing in sports programs at the City of Raleigh Parks, recreation, and cultural resources are devouring the exciting new Eat to Compete program created by the dedicated staff that promotes active lifestyles and healthy eating in a fun and innovative format. Partnering with the city's Health and Wellness Department and the city's Marsh Creek Community Center, the recreation staff's Eat to Compete initiative has sprouted into something truly special. The initiative consists of a three-part approach featuring the youth sports healthy eating playbook, instructional programs, and spaces for growing and grabbing healthy produce. The playbook is packed with nutrition facts, pre- and post-game snack options, and price comparisons between healthy and unhealthy snack options. In the summer of 2025, 1,500 playbooks were handed out to youth sports participants and their families prior to the fall sports season kicking off. Plus, there's even a Spanish version to ensure that all participants have access to this valuable information. To fuel learning, free seasonal classes are provided where young athletes and their families can pick up the basics of growing fruits and vegetables and gain an understanding of how consuming these foods can fuel their young bodies for physical activity. The third component of Eat to Compete focuses on providing accessible urban spaces within the Raleigh community for youth sports participants to grow produce. Participants gain hands-on experience in planting and cultivating fruits and vegetables in community gardens and garden boxes that are located at local community centers. And that's not all. In 2026, a Wash and Learn Pavilion will be unveiled where young athletes and their families can gather, socialize, and learn the basics of healthy meal preparation. The initiative has not only been well received, but also provides tangible benefits that further expand the impact of youth sports participation throughout the community. Congratulations to the City of Raleigh Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Resources, a 2025 Excellence in Youth Sports Award winner.
On behalf of the National Alliance for Youth Sports, it's a pleasure today to be with the City of Raleigh Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Resources. Specifically today, we have Quentin Terry, the Athletic Program Manager for the City of Raleigh, joined by Samantha Williams, the Health and Wellness Program Coordinator, as well as Jamie Quinn, the Director of the Marsh Creek Community Center. Thank you all for being here and congratulations. So let's ask some questions. I think the audience is going to be very excited to hear about the Eat to Compete initiative to promote healthy youth sports. Can you tell us a little bit about the three-part initiative and maybe what made you decide to create this initiative in the first place?
Yes, to tell you more about the Eat to Compete initiative, we did have three components. As part of this process, we went through and we partnered with the Health and Wellness team, as well as the urban farm that's at Marsh Creek Community Center. And really the focus was being able to provide health and well-being as an initiative to push parents, coaches, and players to really eat healthy, perform, and play at a high level. And so when it came to the Eat to Compete initiative, really our focus was about just having an impact on the community and providing another service besides just having games offered to the kids. It was an opportunity to provide health and wellness and build that well-being for those who are very much impacted and really involved with the community, and just have resources that are really unlimited, I feel like, when it comes to our urban farm and the nutrition facts that are provided through our health and wellness team.
Can you share with everybody specifically what the three components to the Eat to Compete initiative are?
Yes, so the first one is the healthy eating playbook is the first part of the component. The second piece is the programming aspect, the partnership with the health and wellness team, and then the urban farm. And then the third piece is the facility space and accessibility. So the opportunity to provide edible landscaping and project out what 2026 in the spring is going to look like at the urban farm as they expand out.
That's really cool. So were there any challenges putting this together? And then what impacts have you seen to date?
So one of the biggest challenges was making it practical for the youth sports community. A lot of nutrition advice sounds really good on paper, but being able to make it practical is a different story. It's very difficult. So we wanted to make sure that it worked well for parents who are juggling practices, games, and just overall a busy schedule. And we wanted to be mindful that not every family has access to the same foods or resources. And so with that, we focus on the foods being affordable, having flexible options, and that all still support performance. Another challenge was engagement. So getting kids to actually care about nutrition is pretty difficult. So we tied the message directly to performance. What you eat affects how you play. And when young athletes see that connection, they have a little bit more buy-in for that.
Awesome. As it relates to the impact, what we've seen so far, this is during our parents' meetings that we have for competitive and non-competitive leagues. We saw parents, as soon as they saw the playbook that we worked together on, they saw it on the screen, and immediately the comments, they were just saying, "Thank you so much. We needed this." So being able to provide an additional impact and add value to those parents and coaches, that helped with the buy-in process. And we immediately saw that impact because it starts with the parents buying in to this new product. And so what we saw from the kids, immediately they were taking on the initiative to eating watermelon slices during T-ball games. We've seen water options versus more of the sugary drinks like Capri Suns or even sodas. So just seeing the difference when it comes to post-game snacks, we already seen that impact based on observations at our baseball fields.
That's awesome. So tell me a little bit about another aspect, which is to make this initiative happen, you had to have some community partnerships. And talk about those and what was sort of key to getting those other groups, whoever they were, on board, and how will they be a part as this moves forward?
Yes, I will consider, as far as our partnerships with health and wellness and then with the urban farm at Marsh Creek, they are the heartbeat of this initiative. Without them, there will not be an Eat to Compete. So the ability to trust in your team internally and build on that has been very impactful. And it really started with us listening and doing research on our internal partners. So being able to understand where they are right now with the process and how they can connect and get involved with youth sports, so then we can expand the brand that they're already offering and really go from there with as far as the impact. And so really my key point is the heartbeat. Without them, there's no Eat to Compete. And then I'll turn it over to Jamie. She'll be able to share more about the urban farm and the value that it has on our community today.
So the impact of the edible landscaping at Marsh Creek has really allowed this to kind of slingshot it forward, and to slingshot forward our experience with getting our edible landscaping put in. It's allowing us to teach people how to actually grow things wherever they're at. So if they've got just a porch to work with, as long as they've got 6 hours of sunlight, there's something that they can grow, and they can then produce that and eat that, and it gives them a healthy opportunity that allows them to have access to fresh produce at any point in time and be able to eat to compete and be more successful in that zone.
Can you tell us a little bit about how the kids themselves have been impacted by this initiative, and how do you know it's making a difference?
What do you think?
Okay. As far as the first, like when it comes to youth sports, based on, like I mentioned earlier, observations, what we've been measuring so far with the impact. And when it comes to the kids, they are really just focused on helping each other out. And that first starts internally. So the mindset of when it comes to your health and well-being first starts with your mind, then be able to have that impact moving forward. So when it comes to, I mentioned T-ball leagues, all the way up to our even 15 and 17-year-old leagues, we've seen more parents bring fruit options more than the typical chips and Gatorade. We've seen more water options, zero Gatorade at our games. And then we've also heard kids say, hey, you need to eat your watermelon slices, or you need to eat your orange slices versus getting a bag of chips. And so when it starts with one kid trying to encourage another one, that starts on and add value as far as when it comes to the kids' impact.
The advantage of actually having them grow the produce that they're eating too makes a huge impact on what they're consuming. Because if they're more excited about it because they put their elbow grease into actually growing what they're eating, it makes them want to eat it more, which makes them perform at a higher level and just live a healthier lifestyle. So we've been just really enthused with the excitement that they've been getting from growing their own produce and being able to use it in their cooking.